So a side story about ilm in and of itself. So imagine you were, on the seas, and you yourself being a university student, you're educated, alhamdulillah, in the secular sciences and all this stuff, and you're very well educated in the matters of this dunya, let's say. So you jump aboard this boat with the sailor, and you're traveling away. You're moving forward, and so, you want to pass the time. So you start talking with the sailor, and you start asking him, do you know anything about chemistry? He says, no, I don't know anything about chemistry. So he says, 1/4 of your life is gone. So the sailor's confused, he's like, okay, whatever. So he continues, keeps going forward. Then he says, do you know anything about mathematics? He says, no, I don't know too much about math. He's like, 1/4 of your life is gone. He's like, okay. Then he continues, he's like, okay, do you know anything about philosophy, about psychology, any of this stuff? He's like, no. He's like, okay, another 1/4 of your life is gone. He's like, what are you wasting your time on? You don't know anything. Basically trying to ridicule the sailor. But then the tides get stronger and they get very rough. To the point now, the sailor is trying to basically fasten himself up because he knows he's going to have to jump over. He knows he's going to have to now start swimming because the tides are so in, his boat's about to flip over. And the water's coming inside the boat and he doesn't know what to do. So he asks the student, he says, do you know how to swim? He says, no. So he says, your life is over now because he doesn't know how to swim. This life and this road or this path or this ocean that they were on, this is the ocean of life. That's the ocean of life that we all go through. And the one thing that will save us in our trying times is ilm. Is ilm of the Deen. We're not trying to sidestep the ilm of the dunya and the secular side because they're very important. And they were one of the prized possessions of the Muslim ummah at one time. Right? The secular sciences, people came to the Muslims to learn about mathematics, philosophy, about psychology, about medicine. It was Muslims who taught these people, and they went back to their homelands to teach them. So there's no sidestepping the importance of secular sciences. But the point being, it's the fruit, it's the Deeni knowledge that we need more, and that's more important. That's the first thing we need to concentrate ourselves on, especially for students, especially for us who went through this cycle, because it's we just think about it logically. We give so much time, and we all know how much time we give to our university studies. You just sum it all up from the time you were in kindergarten to now. Imagine all the time you spent studying. Imagine those thick books that you actually went through page by page. Imagine all the studying you did for the exams. Imagine everything you did. Now someone asks you, what are the arkan of salah? You don't know. What makes my salah valid to invalid? You don't know. Who is Allah really? I don't know. This is the state we're in. So it's not fair to yourself. Forget about anyone else. It's not fair to you that you devote so much time to this dunya in terms of its secular sciences, but you void yourselves of the true ilm, the thing that gives life to the soul, and the thing that will give life to your everything. And that's Allah. Right? The Prophet ﷺ said, and make note of this hadith because it is a very strong hadith. And it's very powerful. And I'm hoping it'll incite some kind of change within us all. The Prophet of Allah ﷺ said that Allah loves the alim of the deen. Allah loves the alim of the deen. Allah loves the one who's knowledgeable of his deen. But Allah hates the one who is jahil of his deen, but the alim of the dunya. Allah hates the one who is so knowledgeable in the dunya. Math, sciences, his finances, everything. He's the top guy. He knows what he's doing. But he doesn't know anything about his deen. So this is something we need to take back and ask ourselves, do we really know our deen? Even the basic level, do we know our deen? Have we learned it properly? Have we read a book? Have we listened to a lecture? Have we attended a class? Do we really know the basics of what our deen is asking us for? If we don't, then I hope and pray that this is a means for us and a reminder that Allah gave us the opportunity to listen to this, remind that it's a means of change. That we at least now make it a priority that we have to learn our deen. That we have to learn certain aspects of our deen. And if we are, then alhamdulillah, thank Allah for it, because not everyone is. Not everyone is.